And what's that other one? Um, it's in the Apocrypha. Um, where it's
The one we was talking about earlier.
the end of
The
Esau is the
kind
beginning
of
of
Jacob.
Jacob. What's that? Damn, I'm forgetting it.
Hold on. I got you. Let me grab that.
Dang, what's that verse?
The nine, 6 and 9.
What is it?
The second address.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I got you.
I was waiting for Rob.
Yeah, that's a real good one. I got wrong first.
We can start at 8.
Oh yeah.
This is 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau, who are the Edomites, which we've been reading, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau would be the last ruling, uh, Esau, the Edomites, would be the last ruling nation before the Most High sends his only begotten Son for the second coming to exact vengeance on the earth and to bring in peace on this earth, New Jerusalem, so that uh, Lamentations 4 and 22 can happen. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom, and he will discover thy sins. So the end of the world is Esau, because the world after that will truly begin. Because this didn't happen. This has yet to happen in the world. Esau is still here. And Jacob, what began with Jacob? Nothing has began yet. Christ is the one from Jacob that's going to begin everything, right? The 12 tribes. So Esau will be ruling, the last ruling nation in this world before Christ comes, and Jacob would be the one to be back on top, all of Israel with YaHaWah ruling. Rob says, go to Sirach 10 and 8.
Con, I got you. Con, up.
You want me to read for you, Rob?
Go ahead. You checking it.
All right.
Doing what?
Sirach chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Want me to keep reading?
No, Salaki, I'm sorry. I was gonna let you do it all. Again, it's everything you said. Esau ruling, it's got to go to Jacob. Esau ruled unjustly,
Hmm.
doing unrighteous dealings and injuries, and they've stolen everything, got all these riches, and because of that, the Most High says He's going to translate the kingdom from one people to another. So it has to go from Edomites ruling to Jacob ruling.
Uh, and and their sins reached all the way up to heaven. So it's a severe punishment for those Edomites, right? It's so bad that they're going to be exterminated from the earth. Right? Let's get Obadiah. And we'll just read part verse 1 just to show. This is Obadiah 1 and 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord YaHaWah concerning Edom. That's the topic. We have heard a rumor from YaHaWah, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. Right? And let's drop down to verse 9. I mean, not 9, sorry, Salaki, 18. And it reads, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame. This is representative of the north and southern kingdom of Israel because of the split. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. Right? Remember, this whole thing is a vision concerning Edom, the Edomites. And they, the Israelites, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. So the Israelites are going to devour the Edomites, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. Not some, but none. There shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for YaHaWah have spoken it. Right? And we know if YaHaWah says it, that his word will not come back void. That whatever he said is going to accomplish that very said thing. Throughout the scriptures, you read how Esau treated the Israelites during their times, and even to this day, they're brothers. And if you look at it today, who's the one that's fighting the most? Who do Esau and Jacob represent? That would be the so-called white man and the so-called black man, so-called melanated man. This battle has been going on. They treated us like crap. They got free labor for over 400 years, 500 years, and lied about everything. They said they'd give us up 40 acres and a mule. That never happened. The same thing goes all the way back to them. How they had let me get that that perpetual hatred, that meaning that never-ending hatred for us, right? Because that's the so-called white man. It's the same thing. He has a perpetual hatred for us, never ending. Um,
I know what it said if you want it up.
yeah, is that Ezekiel or is it in
Ezekiel
Amos?
35. Ezekiel
Okay,
35 5.
all right. I was
I
like,
got you. As soon as you said it, it just like hit my mind. I was like, yeah, that's one of the ones we used to bring out of camp often. 35 and 5. Yeah, right.
yeah, let's start at verse 1. And then I think there's another one. Let me just check something else real quick.
You mean something else that's relating to this verse?
No, no, I just wanted to check something because
Okay.
when I thought about this, I remember Rob used to bring out something else, and I just wanted to just check it.
Kind.
Yeah, we can bring this is another one up. If you want to open Ezekiel 24 and 12. Yeah, we can read this one. I think we can read this one first. Um, yeah, let's read that one. 25 and 12. Ezekiel 25, 12. All right, this is the book of Ezekiel 25, 12. Thus saith YaHaWah, because Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith YaHaWah, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom. Right? We just read the destruction of Edom, that there's going to be none remaining, that they're going to be wiped out off the planet Earth. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. Right? So all they've done, because we want revenge for what they've done. That would be that would be just, right? I forget the scripture in the New Testament, that uh what does it say? Recompense is a righteous thing, something against those that afflict you, something like that.
Kind. Hold on, I got you.
Just for the sake of what's being said. Where's that at? Is that in Peter?
It's first or second Thessalonians, right? 2 and 6 or 1 and 6.
Okay,
It's
let
a
me put it.
righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble
Hmm.
you.
Oh, that's the one you talking about?
Yeah, yep.
Kind.
That is
Second Thessalonian
one
1 and
second.
6. I'm about to pull it up. Let me grab it from here. Yeah, was that's definitely a good note to hit on right there. But I said the churches, I mean, even though they so called in New Testament, they won't touch stuff like this.
Mm.
They stay far away from it. Saying it's a righteous thing. Yep.
They only want to preach love.
Yep.
God is love, all love.
Hmm. Ain't discipline love? Didn't he say if you love your your child, you discipline them?
Hmm. For
Okay.
Second Thessalonians 1 and 6, seeing it is a righteous thing, meaning a good thing with God, to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. But I thought turn the other cheek, right? If a man offend you, turn the other cheek. That's only dealing with the children of Israel, having mercy on your brother, right? Not everybody's is the children of Israel, and not everybody's your brother or your sister, because you had the other nations. God told us how to deal with those of our nations, right? And we have to um, have love, patience, kindness, long suffering, all these different things with our brothers. sincerity, and everything. But with the other nations, nah, it's on. It's a righteous thing to recompense those that trouble you, right? In God's eyes, it's a righteous thing, right? Just like we're reading, if we can go back to that Ezekiel 25 and then 14, right? Because it's also talking about the good tidings, right? Because vengeance, Christ is coming back with vengeance, right? That's the gospel that we read, the good news. So vengeance is a part of that. It's a righteous thing with God to that, recompense them that trouble you, because Christ is going to do it. Their sins has reached up to heaven, but today we got to be careful because it's more evil than it's ever been, right? Because although a person may hit you, right, another nation, like a white person hits you and you hit them back, they're gonna automatically think you the one that the aggressor, and they're gonna take you and handcuff you. That's instant. So, we just gotta be smart, you know, and and be wise with our the things we do, right? So verse 14, and I will lay vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, right? Because Israel has gone through so much by the hand of these um so-called white people, right? So he's going to allow the Israelites to slay them. We're going to be with Christ in this war going against them, right? Because he says God says Israel is my battle axe, the scriptures say. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith YaHaWah. So God is going to give them the power, the ability to destroy the Edomites. This hasn't happened because the Edomites are still living. They're still part of this world. And then we can jump to Ezekiel 35. We start at verse 1. This is also with Esau, where it reads, Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, right? This is Ezekiel speaking. Ezekiel is also the son of man, right? Christ is the son of man. We see these various things, so it's not to kind of, because we were touching on this yesterday in our conversation with the sister about is because she was saying Christ is the Most High God, but the Most High God is the Father and Christ is the Son. And I said, well, then who's the Son of Man? Is he the Son of Man or the Son of Woman? He's the Son of Man. But we also see this title being said of Ezekiel. It says, Son of Man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it and say unto it, Thus saith YaHaWah, Behold, O Mount Seir. Mount Seir is in Edom, right? When you go and look it up in Hebrew where Mount Seir is, it's a location in Edom. He says, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. We just read about this in Ezekiel 25, verse 4. And I will lay your cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Verse 5. You can scroll up. Verse 5. Because thou, meaning uh, the Edomites, Esau, Mount Seir, it says, because you, Edom, has had a perpetual hatred, a never-ending hatred. That's what perpetual means. Like it never stopped. It just kept going because they had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end, right? Their punishment. God punished the Israelites, right? For the things that they did. And then it had an end. Instead of ending it there, Esau took it a step further because Esau, the Edomites, remembered what Jacob did to Esau, how Jacob got the blessing and Esau didn't. And Esau held that against Jacob. And that hatred from then on has still continued from their father. Esau has that same spirit that Cain had in the beginning. Cain killed his brother Abel. He hated him. It's the same spirit on Cain and on Abel, born and put into Jacob and Esau. And guess what? Esau tried to kill Jacob, but not this time. God said it ain't gonna happen. And Jacob left and dwelt with um his mom's uncle, I believe,
His mother
Laban.
brother.
His mother's brother,
Yeah.
Salakia. Laban. Let me see. So it says that the Israelites had their punishment had an end, right? And it said, let me just read it back again. Verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword in the time of their calamity, right? Their punishment, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Verse 6, therefore, as I live, saith YaHaWah, I will prepare you, thee, Esau, unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee, right? They love their meats bloody, right? They love to eat blood meat. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate and cut off from it him that passes out and him that returneth. I think that's pretty much it, but it kind of still goes on because this is still all talking about Esau. Verse 8, and I will fill his mountains with his slain men, in thy hills and in thy valleys and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. And I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. Therefore, as I live, saith YaHaWah, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against him. Right? He's going to all the hatred and envy, everything that the Edomites had against the children of Israel, he's going to use that against them. Right? And remember, we read in Revelation 18 and 6, it's going to be double. So they're going to get it even more. And I will make myself known among them, which when I have judged thee. Verse 12. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies, which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, They are laid desolate. They are given us to consume. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and ye have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them, right? Um, they have boasted against God, right? They took the land of Israel for their possession in Ezekiel in the next in the actually the very next chapter where they appointed the land of Israel for themselves. Verse 14. Thus saith YaHaWah, when the whole earth when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate. And thou didst rejoice, as thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate. So will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea. Idumea is just another name for Edom, even all of it. And they shall know that I am the Lord. And then in chapter 36, you read about how the Edomites appointed the land for themselves. So
Okay, want me
there's
to
no
jump over?
escaping it. Yeah, we can hit it.
I'm trying to remember what verse is that
We
exactly?
can we can just start at one. It's verse 2, but we
Kind
can just start at. It says, this is Ezekiel 36:1. Also thy son, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith YaHaWah, because the enemy Esau have said against you, Aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Right? So they took over the high places that the children of Israel regarded. Therefore prophesy and say, thus saith YaHaWah, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up in the lips of talkers and are an infamy of the people, right? Because the children of Israel are spoiled by the Israelites. So, of course, that let other nations come in to spoil them, right? When they're vulnerable, it brings in looters and everything, taking what's been left over. Um, Verse 4, therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. YaHaWah, thus saith YaHaWah, to the mountains and to the hills and to the rivers and to the valleys, to the desolate wastes and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about you. Verse 5, therefore, thus saith YaHaWah, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, every last one of them, every last Edomite, which have appointed my land in their possessions, with joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. So Esau took the land of Israel for themselves, because back in the day, the land of Edom was south of Israel, and they took the land. They taken it today. And this is what the previous chapter was talking about, how they boasted in it. We read in verse 2 where it says of this chapter, where they said, Aha, against God. The ancient high places is in our possessions. They boasted against the Most High. And that pisses him off, to take it that far. Um, Let me see. Yeah, I think that's it.
You just
Right.
threw that together, Moses.
That was just through the spirit.
Con,
That's it.
Yeah, in the
con,
Because
spirit. That was
that,
beautiful, man.
that was just all off of the animals.
That
con,
was
con.
beautiful.
Right.
Beautiful.